G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and we're in Season 4 and the Ultra League has just kicked off. So as you can see, I'm in Rank 8 and we'll jump in and get things started. So going to go the Open Ultra League, running Swampert, Lapras and Cresselia. So my Cresselia is running Blast and Ice Beam. Hoping I don't come in to might be clear on the lead. So no, it looks like it's running Moonblast and Future Sight as well. Charge up to 2 Hydro Cannons and then switch out and switch into my own Cresselia. So here I probably should have over-farmed a little bit, because what they're going to do is switch straight out, and so should have save energy to be able to throw those charge moves faster on whatever came out. So out comes the Giratina, which is not too bad. So with Moonblast, you're going to be doing super effective damage back, so it's actually not a terrible matchup. Cresselia is just so bulky. So now that Moonblast has been debuffed, you are not seeing anywhere near as many charge moves, and that's why I should have over-farmed, because I just missed out on getting to another Moonblast, and that would have really helped me out there. So bring in Lapras to this. It's going to be super effective against the Giratina, and they're not swapping out, so this is giving me a lot of energy. So its charge moves are not going to do huge amounts of damage, so absolutely fine to let those go and charge down and just get a whole lot of energy. Out comes a Swampert of their own, so that's not going to be too bad, and then going to throw the Ice Beam because it is going to do more damage and put it in range of farm down potential. So if it's the Hydro Cannon here, I will be able to farm this down. Unfortunately, they did get to another Hydro Cannon before I was able to switch out, and then they do a nice combo play, switch in with the Cresselia, and there goes all that energy on the Lapras. So really not ideal for me. So be able to burn the shield on the Cresselia with the Hydro Cannon to start with, throw the Earthquake, and then look to farm down. So it does not have because it doesn't have Grass Knot, this is not too bad. So I've overcharged a reasonable amount there because I wanted to get an energy lead on the Swampert that came back in, and as you can see, the time is also coming down, but I was able to charge up, get to the Hydro Cannon and KO as time was up. So good game right there. So these Ultra League matches take an absolute age, which is a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Let's see how the next one goes. So hoping for another Cresselia lead. So this is why I have and I managed to catch the charge move, and it is just the Moonblast, so not too bad for me. Not running Grass Knot clearly, so out comes my Cresselia, and they counter with an Alolan Mark. So an absolutely outstanding counter for Cresselia. Yeah, not a good position to be in. So get to the double Moonblast and able to get that down really low. I'm actually going to shield this up and force it to throw a second charge move, because they did over-farm a lot, and I don't want them to be able to throw a charge move on what's coming out next. In hindsight, I probably should have just let it go, and then it would have got me a little bit of extra farm on the Swampert, and I still would have had to shield up, so a bit of a waste of time really. So for that one, throw the Hydro Cannon to get the shield bait, and then throw the Earthquake, which is going to do a little bit more damage. Here, I know that they don't have Grass Knot because they threw the Moonblast to start with. Charge up to almost 2 Hydro Cannons here, and I'm going to throw the first one, grab the shield, which is really nice, and then out comes their own Swampert. So that's really, really interesting for me. I don't want it to farm up any energy, so I'm going to switch into my Lapras here. I'm going to let this go. If it is the Earthquake, I mean, it is, and it's going to do a lot of damage, but that's fine. I can tank that fairly easily. Able to get to the Surf and overcharge a reasonable amount. I'm not going to shield this up. I expect it to be the Hydro, and it is. Need to save that shield for the Cresselia. Cresselia comes in. Get to the Ice Beam because I was able to farm up a little bit of extra energy on the Swampert. It does a decent chunk, but still not a huge amount, which is unfortunate. Moonblast comes through. That's fine. Able to throw that shield up to stop the Moonblast, and then out goes the Surf on the Cresselia there to take it out, and that's another good game. So doing not too bad here. So again, leading with Swampert, wanting to try and catch a Melmetal lead, a Registeel lead, and something a little bit nicer. So an Cavalier. Not too bad. I'm going to shield this first one up. It is the Drill Run, so I want to watch that. I'm going to charge up to double Hydro and then throw a Hydro, get the first shield, and then I'm going to go for another Hydro. So I do play this one slightly differently now, and I throw a Earthquake on that second charge move. I'll throw the Earthquake, which gets the job done. So going to throw into another Hydro, and they're just able to get to the Drill Run in time. CMP tied, and they're able to take me out. So come in with the Lapras and farm down to get that energy head start. So shields are down, and out comes the Swampert. So what is it that is in the back that hates Lapras so much that they're bringing in a Swampert? So Earthquake is going to do a lot of damage, but that's fine. I'm going to charge up to a Ice Beam there, but unfortunately wasted a whole lot of energy. Out comes a Giratina, and this is where Moonblast comes in absolutely outstandingly when shields are down. So as you can see, Giratina v Cresselia, and they've got to another Moonblast, Shadow Sneak, sorry, and I've got to another Moonblast. So we're almost just with a couple of little bits of energy advantage, and I should be able to farm that down, which I am able to do. And then because they threw that energy on the Lapras to take it out and burn all my Lapras's energy, I was able to farm down. So really big misplay by me. Tried to switch out and catch a charge move and keep a charge move stored on the Lapras, but wasn't able to do so. So lucky there that I was able to take out the Giratina. So again, Escavalier on the lead. So I should be playing this one a little bit differently. So I'm going to shield this up. It is the Drill Run. It does do a little bit of damage. Charge up to the double, and at this time I play it differently again and throw straight into the Earthquake, and that goes unshielded, and then I'm able to farm down. So this puts me in a really good spot here. So then come in with the Swampert, and because I've got such an energy lead, I'm just able to absolutely hammer it. So there goes its shield. And let's see what comes out in the back. So here is the Registeel, and this is actually really good for me. So Registeel here, it's going to throw a Focus Blast 100%, but at least I know that the Registeel's here, and I want to let this go so I can... Oh, and it doesn't do too much damage. I want to let this go so I can save a shield for my Swampert, and my Swampert can come back in on the Registeel, because they are going to be throwing a Focus Blast, I imagine, pretty quickly on the Swampert when it comes in. Going to be throwing a Flash Cannon on the Swampert when it comes in, and I need to save that shield to be able to get that energy off. So they swap in with the Swampert, and I'm going to then swap out, but I miss the swap out. So the lag here in swapping out is really, really frustrating. So it just cost me my Swampert there, and I wasn't able to get it out. So instead of taking out, having a Swampert in the back that has that has a Hydro Cannon charged, I've now down to one Pokemon and half health to try and take out this Reggie. So they've shielded that one up. I've got to another Focus Blast before they're able to get to a charge move. I'm going to have to throw because I cannot let them get to another charge move. The Flash Cannon is going to be coming through, and because Cresselia is an absolute tank, I am able to get to the next Moonblast and to really threaten the Reggie here. And 5 seconds to go, and I'm able to farm it down with 2 seconds left on the clock. So really good there. And again, the switching really not doing me any favors, losing all of that energy on the Swampert, which is a little bit frustrating to say the least. Would have been a much more comfortable game had I not lost all that energy. There's not much you can do against a Poliwrath lead. I can't swap in my Lapras, and so I have to swap in the Cresselia, and they're every day of the week going to swap out. Everyone's basically got a Cresselia counter on the team. So Poliwrath on the lead is a really big weakness for my team. So they swap into a Alolan Muck, which is really, really bad for me. Tried to swap out there and catch that charge move. Instead, I am going to shield that up, store some energy, and then swap out. So thankfully this time I was able to swap out in time, but of course they're obviously going to be throwing the Poliwrath back in. So I charged up to double Hydro, and I'm trying to pressure shields here and bluff a Earthquake. At this point I should have just thrown the Earthquake, so this is really bad play. They're just not shielding up at all, able to get to a third one, which is just insane. And they're building up to so much energy on that Poliwrath. Poliwrath is going to be now able to throw the Dynamic Punch, take me out, and they've got 2 shields, so I come out with the Lapras into their Cresselia, and this is good game. So I've not recovered from that lead. They're storing their shields. They're going to be throwing Moonblasts. Going to be throwing Future Sights, because Future Sight will do more damage when shields are down. And then out comes the Alolan Muck to catch that charge move, just to really solidify this game. So there's the Future Sight, and then I'm going to throw another Surf. Let's see what they want to do here. Able to do a little bit more damage, and then swap into, try and do a bit of a combo play there, but obviously they've got 2 shields. There's not much I can do. They're going to get to another Moonblast, and then able to perfectly almost charge me down, but I'm able to get to another Moonblast. So that's really good for me, be able to charge them down. Unfortunately, with 1 second to go, they get to a charge move. Moonblast is going to take me out. Time is up. My Lapras comes out. They've got more health, and I lose the game. To be fair, that game was over. They were winning that game whether I got timed out or not. I almost stole it there had they not got to that last second Moonblast, but 100% their win, so absolutely fine with that. So jumping into the next one, and we've got Cresselia on the lead. So this is not ideal for me. It's a bit of a neutral matchup, and then out comes a Sceptile. So Sceptile, being a grass, is probably not the best play here, because I will have to shield up, and it has got Frenzy Plants. But Sceptile with is also, because it is so spammy and so weak, the Lapras is able to Ice Shard it down pretty efficiently. It does put me into a 2 shield disadvantage there, which is unfortunate, but obviously out comes the Lucario on the opposition side. So they're just going to go for the power-up punch. I'm going to go for, again, a little bit of a combo play here, able to get to the Hydra, and then they switch into their own Cresselia. So I'm really hoping they don't have... well, it doesn't matter what they have, Moonblast still takes me out. So here I'm just thinking about what I need to be doing, and I mirror their Cresselia. And I do want to get these Moonblasts off as quickly as possible, just because if I can get the debuff, which, as you've probably noticed, I have not managed to get, and no one's actually got it against me until there. So there's the first debuff, I think it was, after a lot of moonblasting going on in these videos. So I wanted to switch into the Lapras, as I thought they were going to come straight out and Shadow Ball me. They didn't Shadow Ball, so instead I did take some energy when they power up punched, so that's good. Able to throw the Moonblast and take that out, and then it's a pretty straightforward Moonblast competition with the opposing Cresselia. So the only thing I really had to worry about there was if they got the debuff, and I didn't, but was able to take that game. So good game right there. Jumping into the next one, so let's see what we get. So Articuno on the lead is a bit of an interesting one here. So what I'll do here is instantly throw the Hydro because it will draw a shield. You want to throw your charge move before they get a chance to throw the Icy Wind off. So let the first Icy Wind go through, and then I'm going to charge up to double Hydro Cannon and shield up the second Icy Wind, and then swap into my own Lapras. So obviously I've got the double Hydro in the bag, so when that Swampert comes back out, it has got energy to burn, so absolutely perfect. So for here, even if it is the Earthquake, it's going to do a lot of damage, so about 50% damage, but that's fine, I can handle it. This was too fast to be another Earthquake, so going to be the Hydro, which isn't going to do too much damage. Able to throw my Surf there, shouldn't be taking it out, but they decide to shield, which is insane. So going to throw another Surf and not quite able to take it out, but able to fast move farm it down. So that's a real big misplay on their part. Got really lucky there, and then out comes the Articuno, trying to over farm on energy there, and just able to do a lot of damage. So out comes the Swampert. It beats the Articuno to the fast move, to the charge move, and then out comes a Charizard. Absolutely outstanding. These back-to-back fast moves, and goodbye opposition. Didn't even need the Cresselia to come out there. So really good there, and just unfortunate on them to shield up the Swampert and then not get to a charge move before I got to my next Surf. So that's why you want to try and overfarm a little bit before you throw energy, before you throw your charge moves, because you can put off their counting. So again, another Articuno on the lead. So I'll let this first one go. So throw the Hydro Cannon straight away, let the first one go, and then charge up to a double Hydro Cannon here, shield this second one up, and then I'm going to swap into my Lapras. So again, they swap out, they swap into a Giratina, so not an ideal swap for them. I'm going to Ice Beam because it does huge amounts of damage, and I don't get the shield, so huge damage there, absolutely outstanding. Dragon Claw, going to do next to nothing. So now I going to commit to the farm down. So they're going to be very spammy with charge moves, but I'm just going to commit to this farm down, get all the energy in the world. No shield here, and let's see what comes out. So able to charge that down, out comes the Articuno, and I am going to throw the Surf here, hoping to grab that shield. I'm able to grab the shield, so that's absolutely huge. Now I'm able to throw my Ice Beam without having to worry about the shield situation. Swap into the Swampert and able to combo play that. So unfortunately didn't quite have the 2 charge. It's able to throw the Icy Wind, and that's going to take me out. So now I'll come with the Cresselia to get a head start on energy, and out they go. So don't know what they had in the back, but obviously it was not a fan of Cresselia. So good game right there. So we'll jump into the next one. Hopefully we don't get 3 Articuno leads in a row. That would be awkward. And finally I get a Steel type. So really good. This is what I wanted. They swap into the Cresselia, so I'll mirror that because obviously my Cresselia's got absolutely no play against their Reggie, against their Melmetal. So I will mirror that and then throw the Moon Blasts here. So we'll see what we get. So do we get any debuffs? No debuffs coming through, which is unfortunate. Unfortunate that I'm not getting a debuff on them. Obviously no one likes to see the debuffs on themselves. So just going to be the absolute most boring matchup that you'll see in Ultra League is a Cresselia mirror. It just takes so long and is just so tedious. Unfortunately there I overfarmed a little bit too much and they got to an extra Moonblast, so going to overfarm again just a fraction and then throw the Moonblast. I get a shield from them and then get to my next Moonblast before they do and able to throw it, and they decide to shield that up, so they've double shielded their Cresselia, which is really interesting. They're desperate to win switch, so I'm going to let them do that. Unfortunately, they're able to farm me down, and the charge move wasn't what took me out. So out comes my Lapras here, and I'm really hoping that they don't have Grass Knot, and they do, but that's okay. It does a little bit of damage there. I'm going to throw the Surf. Not going to shield this up. I'm hoping for a Hydro Cannon here. Unfortunately, it is the Earthquake, so it does take me very, very low, but I am able to get to the Ice Beam, and Ice Beam's going to be almost taking it out. Unfortunately, they do get to another charge move. I'm not going to shield that up, and then I'm going to look to farm down. I do expect the Cresselia to come back out because they're going to be wanting to Grass Knot my Swampert. They are able to Grass Knot, but I've got the shield, and now I'm going to overcharge a lot because I do not want to be hit by a charge move, but I do want to have energy to be able to throw an Earthquake onto the Melmetal, able to get to the Earthquake, and that's going to be good game right there. So really good. And again, look at that countdown clock. 3 seconds to go, and able to take the win. So we'll jump into the next match and see what we get. So really good lead there. Was a little bit dicey because they were running Grass Knot on their Cresselia. So obviously Grass Knot's going to be super effective against the Lapras, and then Tubble super effective against the Swampert. So I want to avoid that. Awful matchup, and there's not really much I can do here. I'm going to just let this go, try a different strategy. To be honest, I'm going to go straight Earthquake and see what we get. So the last one didn't shield anything, and this one shields up the Earthquake, so that's really bad. Next move, and it's the Ice Punch bait, so that's really good. I'm going to swap into the Cresselia now, which is awful because they've got a Melmetal to match it. So yeah, not an ideal start to the match. And that Poliwrath, like I said, the Poliwrath is probably Poliwrath lead is probably the absolute worst thing for this team. So out comes the Melmetal, and again, if Cresselia Mirror Match is the most boring match in Ultra League, Cresselia v Melmetal's got to be getting pretty close to that. It is absolutely tedious. So I'm going to swap into the Swampert, try and get that charge move off, and then of course they're going to come straight back out. I was able to grab their last shield, and then able to do a little bit more chip damage here. Able to grab the last shield on the Melmetal, but they're going to be farming me down. So now I'm going to come out with the Cresselia here, and hope that this doesn't KO me, because I do not want, so I'm going to charge up a little bit of extra energy, but they get to another charge move. We see MP tie, and that's just absolutely outrageous. So really bad there, and that's not going to be helping me with this game at all. So out comes the Melmetal, and I wasn't able to get to a charge move. So although I had the Moonblast, wasn't quite able to get there, expecting the superpowers to come out, and then they switch into their own Cresselia and this is well and truly good game. It's got Grass Note. Thank you very much for playing. At this point, there's really no point in... so I undercharge that, so in future games, they might not think that they have anything to worry about. If they come up against a Lapras, they won't quite know how much damage it does, and they're able to take me out, and time is up again. So some really long matches there, and able to go 4-1 in that set, so really, really good. So got a Skarmory as the reward, and absolutely brick of a throw, those two. No real throw bonuses, but it is what it is, isn't it? So hopefully that was useful for someone. So the big weakness of that team, like I said, is Poliwrath on the lead, so really want to avoid that. So far I've not managed to beat a team with Poliwrath as a lead, so not looking too good, but hopefully that was useful for someone. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.